Okay, today is September 18th, 2016, and we're looking at the northeast Pacific water vapor loop. And we can see Tropical Storm Paine right here. This is a large storm producing 70-mile-per-hour winds. Let's take a look at that right now. Here's the track for Paine over the next couple of days, moving right up towards California and Arizona. Now, there is also a dry upper level low right here, and this is a mid and upper level low. It should be delivering some kind of moisture into California. But in the valleys today, the San Fernando and San Gabriel valleys, we had very hot temperatures up in the low 100s all the way up to 105 degrees. Uh, very low humidity, right around 10%. Up until after sundown, we noticed that the dew point and the relative humidity raised up quite a bit. So, but there is a transmitter right on top of this system, and that is why there is no development. Now, this system seems to be moving a little bit to the west. We'll keep an eye on that. Also, this storm is going to be moving to the north. We can go take a look at the stats on that right now. Paine is generating 70-mile-per-hour winds with a central pressure of 992 millibar, moving northwest at 15 miles per hour. Okay, so rain is forecast, possibly, for the Southern California area. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I doubt we'll get any rain because of all the high pressure in the area, uh, preventing this system from developing. If you go ahead and take a look at these pressure maps real quick, we can see that on the 500 millibar map, we see this low pressure system spinning right off of Southern California that has a transmitter on it. We have high pressure surrounding this upper level low all the way out past the Hawaiian Islands. We've got another low out here which is trying to spin. If we look at the 300 millibar next, we can see we've got two upper level lows, and we have this hurricane, which is not a closed low at 300 millibar, but at the 500 millibar, we see that this is a low pressure system, a closed low. And as this moves north, we should expect to see some rain, but it's doubtful that we will see any rain because of the transmitters in the area that we've seen to prevent that rainfall. And we can see a lot of odd returns right in this area. Those returns, these squiggly lines, are of varying degrees of high and low pressure generated by the transmitters. The high pressure is generated artificially from ground transmitters and also from satellite-based transmitters. So that's what these squiggly lines are. If we go back to the 500 millibar map, we can see the same thing up here over this one province in Canada, and there is a low pressure system up here which has been squashed, and all this squiggly line activity here would explain that. Let's go back to the big map again. Take a look at that area over Canada. Got a huge area of low pressure that was spinning counterclockwise, and there's a transmitter right here isolating the jet stream from merging with this. Now, if we look at the the infrared loop, we can see that there's a big void here where that transmitter has cleared out the area, and there also is some clockwise rotation in this system right over here, and this is where the returns are, those squiggly line returns in the in that 500 millibar map. Once again, right here. This is not a computer anomaly or a software glitch. That's just the actual data that it's receiving and printing it out. So we do see that there is some same thing happening here and right along these lines here. We'll keep an eye on all that. My guess is that we won't get any rain. If we do, it'll be a minimal amount. Okay, so let's look at the rainbow map. We can see this very large storm moving northbound. We have all that monsoonal moisture. Some of it, this area right here is being blown apart. We can see the blast pattern right there. We'll take a look at that here later on. Here is the jet stream pattern today. We have flow right through Oregon and Washington and part of Canada. All right, here is the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can see the eastbound jet stream flow, and we have this upper level low right here adjacent to this dry upper level low sitting right off of California, plus this developing hurricane, which has a blast pattern on it. We can see that icicle pattern right there on the last few frames. Now in the rainbow loop, we don't see anything out here. Over here, we see a little bit of moisture development on the northeast side of that. But it's the high pressure over our area that caused those high temperatures. Now down in Malibu today, it was actually very cool. It was 66 degrees, and the it was very foggy actually, very foggy and cool. But as I drove further north along the coast highway, it did clear up a bit. So from Malibu south, it was very foggy and quite cool. All right, so let's take a look at this next map here. We have this is the water vapor map for the southwest, and we can see the outer bands of this tropical storm moving into the area. We see the blast pattern right here on the last few frames, and right over here, this thunderstorm cluster is being superheated and blown apart. We can see that happening. This is a purple, or rather magenta and uh, blue center, and they superheat that with microwave, and they wiped it out. Let's take a look at the rainbow loop. We can see some outflow here where that transmitter is sort of a blast pattern right there. Last 4 or 5 frames, you can see that one area being superheated. So it's very unlikely that they're going to allow this to move into California. Here is the visible light map. We can see this cluster being manipulated, blown apart. Right in that area right there. And we can see some photoshopping as well. Here's the East Pacific water vapor loop, and that is a shot of Paine, tropical storm Paine. And that's a large system. We can see a blast pattern. The rainbow map. There's a lot of red in the core of that system. A lot of red there. So they've got a lot of work to do here in the next day. They're going to knock this down. They're going to have to start right now. That's exactly what they're doing. Also, we can see the clockwise rotation right here on the back side of that storm. Everything here is turning clockwise. So they've got some high pressure focused right in this area. And we can see the effect that that's having over the 7.5 hour loop that we're watching here. So this high pressure will surround that storm, just like we saw with Hurricane Orlean. They surround us with high pressure, descending air, and it just slowly winds it down. And here is the visible loop. We can see some photoshopping right there on the core of that tropical storm. Okay, and here is the surface pressure map. We can see that perpetually installed high pressure at the surface level right here. That'll block this incoming gale force system moving down through the Bering Sea area. And of course, we saw these maps. This is the 500 millibar. See these two upper level lows, mid and upper level lows, and that developing hurricane. And I'll bet you that California doesn't get any rain. We got a jet stream right here. This is crazy stuff. We cannot buy rain, it seems. We go back to the big map again. You got that upper level low right there. And that is completely squashed with high pressure, and that is why it doesn't look like this or like that. This other upper level low is generating some moisture right here, and that some of that is drifting towards California. And notice Hawaii right here is in the clear pretty much. We've got a huge area of thunderstorms just to the southwest. We've got something spinning here counterclockwise. We've got something right here with a transmitter out trying to spin counterclockwise, and right here. So there's a lot of, as time goes on, this is only going to get worse. They're going to have to launch more and more satellites. That is, the Air Force and the Defense Meteorological Agency will have to launch more satellites with more transmitters to stop more and more of these counterclockwise spinning weather systems. And eventually it's going to get completely out of hand. It already is out of hand. They're masquerading this whole operation as some sort of out of control, climate change. That's a lot of baloney, as we've proven here for the last year and a half. This is just nothing more than out of control. The Earth's weather has been thrown out of balance by these transmitters. They cannot control the weather forever. This will backfire. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, so that's it. Say our prayers and hope that that does not happen. But I don't see anything good coming out of what's happening here. Nothing good. So we'll just leave it right here, and we'll do another update tomorrow.